Hi everybody, this is Ellen. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make the Happy Gummy Worm. Oh, I think it's super cute. Doo -doo -doo. Super adorable. It will sit up once we're finished with it. Awesome. And just so, kind of make sure it's not just my S changed. So you can kind of see that I did actually put some thought and work into this to make it different. So, hope you enjoy it. I think it'll be something kind of for a little bit easier. It's repetitive. So hopefully, like some of the people who want to make happy foods and they're kind of scared about the more intense ones that have more pieces and more things to do, this would be one that you can probably work out pretty well. So, but we'll get started. We have to make the eyes ahead of time. You can either use 7mm pony beads or a wrapped band. If you're going to use a wrapped band, it's just one band, whatever color you want the eye to be, on the hook, wrap it around once to a figure 8, grab both bands, wrap it around again, and then pull through 2 bands that are the color of your first portion here. And I guess I should say, band-wise, it was 162 pink, 120 yellow, 116 orange, so in total 398. So it is kind of band heavy, but it's adorable. So that would be an eye band. The cheeks are made the same way as the eyes. It's one band, whatever color you want the cheeks to be on the hook. Wrap it around, grab both bands, wrap it around again, and then pull through 2 bands the color of your head portion. Like that. So you'd want 2 cheek bands, 2 eye bands with wrap bands. If you're going to use the beads, you'll want a piece of craft wire or string, thread, floss, anything you can get into a V shape. And then take 2 bands the color of your head, put them in the center. And then I use 7mm pony beads, and I'll put it down and thread it through my bands. So you'd want 2 of these if you're going to use the beads. I don't think the normal size 9mm, I think they'd be too big, but that's up to you. So you want those made. Then we have the loom, wrong end towards us. And you want the first color you're going to be working with right here. And you'll also want your mouth band to start with. So your mouth band, we're only going to be working on 6 pins, so you'll take that. And on the center pin, kind of on the lower part of our 6 pin here, take it and wrap it around one time. Then you take your hook, go in through, pull it out towards one pin, and pull it over towards the other one, so we have like a little triangle when we're done. And now the color, the head portion here, 2 bands. We're going to start over here in the corner on the left, right up where the mouth band is, bring it all the way across. 2 more bands right on top to make an X. And then on each one of these pins we'll do a cap band, which will be 2 bands wrapped around, well, 1 and then 2. Same thing on the other side. 1 and 2, like that. Then we'll take our hook, go in through the cap band over on the right side because that's the band on the bottom. Grab those, pull them up through, back towards themselves. Then do the same thing on the other side, back towards itself. Like that. Then we'll do a row around all 4 pins. 2 bands. Like that. Then we'll flip the bottom 4 all the way around. It's a little tight, so just kind of take your time. Like that. And just be leaving 4 on each pin. We push that down. And now we're going to increase. We're going to increase this top right and the lower left. So this one up here, I can just take the bands, the top 2 bands, and move them up towards the center. There's no crossing here of the bands. And what I mean by crossing is if down here I grab the top 2 bands and pull them over, these bands on my hook, they cross over the other bands. We don't want that. So I'm going to take all 4 bands that are on this pin, bring them down to the center, and then bring the top 2 bands back. So again, there's no crossing right there. So now we're going to do our eye row. So you want your eyes. We'll go in the front here. And then 2 bands around the rest. Like that. Then we'll flip either 4 or 2. So on this top one here it'll be 4. And then 2. Very top will be 2. Down here at the bottom it'll be 2. Just ignore that mouth band. Then on the right side, it'll be 4 and 2. So you'll be left with 4 bands on all the pins. So now what you want to do is go ahead and grab the center area and pull up the bands so that they're on top of that pin. This will help the face from become distorted. So just help the face so it won't become distorted. Yes, that's what I meant to say. So we're going to do 2 half rows, and that just includes 2 bands on the front part of our face here. So 2 bands here and 2 bands here. And then we're only going to flip the middle section. All 4 bands right there. So that's 1 half row, and then we're going to do that again. 2 bands. Then we're only flipping the front one here again. Ignoring the mouth band. Flip the bottom 4. And push those down. Now we're going to do a row all the way around, but this is going to be our cheek row. So I usually start right here, just because our first cheek goes over here. So 1 cheek here, and then at the front it's 2 bands. And there's a lot of bands on these corner pins, just push them down. Then our other cheek on the side. And then 2 bands around the back side. Like that. So when we flip, the back 3 pins here are going to have 4 bands to flip over. And the front ends here, you're going to have 4 from the half rows to flip over, and then 4 from the bottom row before. And then 4. And then the front middle will have 4 to flip. Again, pull up the face area. Push your bands down. So now we can flip the mouth band over, so you'll just grab it and flip it up over all the pins. So basically it's just right across the top of the face. Now we're going to do what I consider them to be kind of like sets. It's going to be 2 half rows and then a row all the way around. And that set of the 2 half rows and the row all the way around we have to do 5 times. So, and for this one, our half rows are going to be on the front. So again, it's 2 bands. flipping only the front middle 4 bands. And then again, another half row in the front again. Flip only the front and middle. And then we want to row all the way around. 2 bands. And it's the same flipping that we kind of did before there, so it's 4 on the back pins, the 8 on the side front pins, and 4 in the front. Then again, pop it up. Push those down. So that was one set. So I'm going to mark it by putting a band up here. And like I said, we need to do 5 in total, so we already did 1, so we have 4 more to go. So again, same thing, half row on the front section here. Flip only the middle front. Another half row in the front. Flip the middle front. Then a row all the way around. Like that. And then again, the same flipping. 4 in the back. 8 on the sides. And then again, pull up that middle. Push your bands down. So that was 2. So we're going to keep doing that little section again. So like I said, it is repetitive, but that's good because it's also makes it a little easier as long as you keep track of where you are. So the half row, and then another half row. Flip the front. Then the row around. Flip the bottoms. And then again, pull up the guy. Push that down. Mark our row. So that's 3, 2 more to go. Or 2 more sets to go, not rows necessarily. And if it bothers you, if you just flip over already, you can flip your mouse to the front. Half rows. Another half row. Then a row around. Flip again. Pull them up. Push down. Mark our row. One more set to go. Half row again to the front. Another half row. Then a row all the way around. Like that. Flip the bands. Alright. Push your bands down. Should look like that. I know there's like a weird little dip in there, but that's just because of the, like, how well you pull it up as you go around. All that will be fixed when we get done, so don't worry about that if it doesn't look totally rounded or... So what we're going to do is we're going to start to change it to our next color. So first we're going to have the we're going to do our half rows in the same color as the head portion here. So 2 bands. I just stole my marker bands. So. Flip the middle. Another half row. Flip the middle. Push those down. So now what we're going to do is transition into the next color. My next color here. Going to be pink. So we're going to do transition bands, which are the color from before to the color next color. Just put them together. It's like if I have it this way, I'll grab the pink one through the middle of the purple. I'll grab the purple through the middle of the pink, and then you just kind of fold them together. And that seems complicated. I'll show you how to make them on the Loom in a second. But once you have this, you put it on so that the purple is on the inside, or the head color is on the inside and your new color is on the outside. If you can't do it in your fingers, you just take your 2 colors that you need to use, put them on the Loom right after each other, then take your hook, go in through the band on the top, grab the bottom band, pull it back towards itself, then go in through that little space there, grab the other band, and pull it back towards itself. And then that makes that same band. So again, you just put it on around the Loom with the new color on the outside. And you'll do that all the way around. So it'll look like this. So they will flip over just like we normally do. The 2 bands, or the 4 bands in the back and the middle. 4 bands on this side. 4 bands on this side. Then the 8 bands on the front side. For the middle, push those down, pull this up, like that. So now we're going to start with this little section right here, and it's basically the same as before, except for our half rows are going to go on this end now instead of the front. So we're going to do, again, 5 sets of the 2 half rows and then the row, but only on this side. Don't need purple anymore. And these are with all your new color. So again, half row, but it'll be on the back side. Or I guess what turns out to be the top side. Just flip over that middle pin. Then another half row. The middle, then a row all the way around, like that. And now the flipping, it's just going to be opposite from what we've been doing before. We have the 4 on this top one in the back. And then it'll be these top 2 pins that will have the 8 bands, and then all these ones in the bottom will be 4. I almost always try and flip over the 4 bands first from the half rows before I do the rest of them, just so I can kind of secure that top a little bit before I start pulling a bunch more bands over. Except for when I miss one. Or 2. Or a bunch. I got a band mixed up in there. There we go. Not quite like I was telling you, but hopefully you get the drift. In the front. Like that. Push it down. So I'll mark that one, so that was 1. So we have to do 4 more sets of the 2 half rows in the row. So again, half row. Half row, and then the row around. How about just 2? So like that. Flip your bands. pull it up. And this time the curve is coming from the back, so it'll be kind of different. So that's our second, 3 more to go. So the 2 half rows. There's 1. 2. And the row around. Flip your bands. Push them down. It's our third one. 2 more to go. So another half row in the back. Flip the middle. Another half row. Like that. And then a row all the way around. I apologize if I'm not talking very much. I have a pretty wicked cold right now, and I'm trying to do this without having my nose run like crazy. So there's our row. Flip our bands. And it seems like the more I talk, the more congested I get, so. And you don't want to hear that. Push down the bands, pull up our worm, mark our row, so 1 more row to go like this. 2 bands in the back. Flip our center. Another half row. Then a row all the way around. Like that. Flip our bands. Push your bands down, pull up your worm again. Alright, so we are heading to our next color change. So we're going to start first with, again, the half rows being the same color that we're working on now. So mine will be pink. They'll still be in the back here. 2 bands. half row. Then another half row, same color. That. Push it down. And then you want your next color, whatever that may be. I'm going to use green. And again, we'll do those transition bands all the way around. The pink color, in my case, the color I'm working on, will go towards the center, and the new color will go towards the outside. We're just going to do a row all the way around like that. Base is in the way. Look like that. New color on the outside, old color on the inside. Then we'll flip the bands just like before. Like that. So it should mostly be your new color on the pins. So we'll start our next section color here. So this time we're still going to do the 5 little sets, and it's going to be the half row in the front this time. So still half row, flip the front, another half row, then a row all the way around. And then we'll flip the bands like we did at the very beginning. We're going to have the 8 bands on the front pins, the front side pins, 4 along the back, 4 in the front middle. Repetition. Pull up. So that's 1. 4 more to go. Half row. Another half row. Row all the way around. Flip your bands. Push it down, mark it. 3 more to go, or 3 more sets to go. So again, half row in the front. Another half row. Row all the way around. Flip your bands. Push it down, pull up your worm, mark your row, 2 more sets to go, so half row, flip the front, another half row, flip the front, then a row all the way around. Flip your bands. Push down, pull up your worm, mark your row, last set, two bands, another half row, then a row all the way around. Flip your bands. Push your bands down, pull up your worm. So now we want to reduce this. So we're going to reduce the bottom middle and the top middle. So you want to find the top 2 bands, wherever they are. See where they're coming from. Mine are coming from the left, So I'm going to bring them over to the right. Then I'll grab the other two bands and they'll come over to the left. You'll do the same thing at the top. Top two bands, figure out where they're coming from. Mine are coming from the left, so they'll go to the right. Then the other ones will go to the left. So we're on 4 pins now. So do a row around, 2 bands, like that. And then we need to flip the bands underneath, so there'll be 2 bands from the reducing and then 4 bands from the row before on each pin. Like that. Push your bands down, pull up your worm, and now we're ready to take it off the loom. So I'm just going to put my hook in through each set of bands left on the pins. Kind of pull it out. 2 bands, pull through everything. Both on the hook, make a slip knot. Pull tight. Even with jelly bands, make sure you pull really tight. Then you go up through the side somewhere, grab your tail bands, pull them in. Like that. So now we have our gummy worm, but yours will probably be weirdly distorted and not like that one. So to fix this, it's just basically from the half rows and rows going around, but I just kind of hold it and there'll be a center line of bands in the middle, and I'm just going to take my hook. It'll actually be better this way, so head down. Take my hook and go in through each row and just pull them up. So that is important on the sides that are kind of like the dips here, but on this side right here especially, you want to go in and find all those rows and pull them up. Because they're just kind of hidden inside. And it might take a couple passes to get it looking how you want it to. But you want to do it on the underside as well. And the cool thing is, before you keep going too much more, you want to take your worm, give it another good stretch, then you'll set them on your table and just start kind of pushing where the little bump or little dips are. And as you do that, you will kind of flatten it out, and you'll flatten out the bottom so that the worm will sit up on your desk instead of always having to be laying down or something. Just keep kind of looking at it, see if there's any other pieces that you need to adjust to get the nice curves. I definitely need to do a couple more spots here. But that's all it takes. A lot of repetition. Sorry about that. But I think it's super cute. Like I said, I think it'll be great for those of you who are kind of worried about doing happy food because you think they might be too complicated. But I think with this one and being repetitious and there's too much involved with it, besides keeping track of what row you're on, it should be pretty easy to do, hopefully, for everybody. And they're cute. Everybody likes gummy worms. Well, almost everybody. I always say that. Everybody likes gummy worms, or everybody likes this. That somebody be like, I don't like them. That is true. So, if you make enough of them, you can put it together as a puzzle. That would be my advice. There. So if you make some of these cuties, you can share them with me on my Instagram, which is at Crafting Fantastic, or on my Facebook, which is Crafting Fantastic or feelinspiffy. And then, of course, it'd be fantastic if you subscribe to my channel so you know when I'm coming out with new things. And I hope that I'm feeling better, and then I hope that I can edit out any bad noises that might have occurred from my cold. Nobody wants to hear that. So, but thank you guys very much for watching. I definitely appreciate it. I hope you like these. I think they're super cute. So, I will definitely have more for you soon. Happy looming.